Hello everyone, my topic for today is all about the people power revolution of Edsa. After the Aquino assassination, President Marcos was removed from the office by the People Power Revolution on February 22 to 25, 1986. Snap presidential election, President Marcos was forced to call for a special snap presidential election on February 7, 1986. The ruling KBL party presented Marcos as their candidate for president with Assemblyman Arturo M. Tolentino, and their slogan was Marcos pa rin. And the other one, the political opposition, united and presented a surprise candidate, Mrs. Corazon Cory Conquanco Aquino as a president and Salvador H. Laurel for vice president. And their slogan was Tama na, sobra na, palitan na. So there are the reason. First, for the first time, a human candidate, Mrs. Aquino, ran and won for president. So for the first time na tumakbo si Mrs. Aquino as a president at siya ay nanalo. And the second one, it was the most expensive and dirtiest election in our history. Okay, so tinawag nilang dirtiest election because binibili nila yung mga voters ng mga tao at kanilang binabayaran. At kung hindi sila sumusunod ay pinapapatay ang mga tao. The third one, most Filipino were honest and could not be breeded or scared. The biggest volunteer movement in the Philippines was organized by the National Movement for Free Election, or what we call NAMFREL. And thus, several commission on election, in short, COMELEC, clerk walk out during the official counting. So, yung mga Filipino is hindi sila takot. For the fourth one, it was the most confusing election in our country. So, the People Power Revolution on February 22 to 25, 1986, the Filipino people united in a peaceful, prayerful, and successful revolution to bring back democracy in the Philippines. And the importance of people power revolution is one, the courage, sacrifices, and the faith of the Filipino. Second, it peaceful outside a dictator and brought back a democracy government. Third, other Asians were inspired by the Philippines. And the last one, it shows God answered the united prayers of Christian and made a miracle in our country. So in March 25, 1986, President Aquino was proclaimed Temporary Freedom Constitution. On March 11, 1987, new senator and congressmen were elected to the new Congress. And January 18, 1988, the people voted for new governors, mayors, and councilors. And March 28, 1989, the new barangay officials were also elected. So, who is President Aquino? Corazon Conquanco, or in short, Cory Aquino, was born on January 25, 1933. Her parents was Jose Conquanco and Demetria Sumulong. Cory, Cory Aquino has two brothers and three sisters. She studied at St. Scholastic College, Ravenhill Academy in Philadelphia, and Notre Dame Convent School in New York. The achievement of Aquino government, the return of democracy, freedom, and justice in the Philippines, partial recovery of the big sum of money stolen by Marcos and some member of his family and some crayonized. Stability of the government despite six successive military coups led by loyalist forces of Marcos. Easier credit terms and better condition for payment of the huge debt of the Philippines. Push back the Communist New People Army, rebels, and the arrest of many top communist leaders. passed the best agrarian reform ever made in the country, improved the image of the Philippines and abroad, mobilized national and international aid for the victims of various calamities which hit the Philippines, especially in 1990 to 1991. In 1991 to 1992, many Christians became closer to the Lord and learned how to endure His disciple like good children. Okay. So, dumako naman tayo dito sa the administrator of Benigno Simeon Nonoy Aquino. Benigno Simeon Aquino is third 15th President of the Philippines. June 30, 2010 to June 30, 2016, Vice President Jejomar Binay, Presidential Styles of Benigno S. Aquino III, Seal of the President of the Philippines. September 9, 2009, shortly after the death of his mother. 2013, Time named him one of the 100 most influential people in the world. Benigno Aquino III was born 10:50 a.m. on February 8, 1960 at Far Eastern University Hospital in Sampaloc, Manila. He is the third of the five children of Benigno S. Simeon Jr., who was then the Vice Governor of Tarlac Province, and Corazon Conjuanco, daughter of a prominent Tarlac businessman. He has four sisters: Maria Elena, Aurora Corazon, Victoria Elisa, and Christina Bernadette. He attended the Ateneo de Manila University in Quezon City for his elementary, high school, and college education. Aquino finished his Bachelor of Arts, major in economics, degree from the Ateneo de Manila University in 1981. He was one of the students of former professor of economics at the Ateneo de Manila University for President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo. 1983, shortly after the assassination of his father, and held several positions working in the private sector. September 1972, Aquino's father, who was then a senator and prominent opposition leader of President Ferdinand Marcos, was arrested for subversion. August 1973, Aquino's father was brought before a military tribunal in Fort Bonifacio. 1980, after a series of heart attacks, Aquino's father was allowed to seek medical treatment in United States, where Aquino family began a period of saint exile. 1981, shortly after graduate, Aquino joined his family in the United States. 1983, after 3 years in exile, in the United States, Aquino family returned to the Philippines shortly after the assassination of father on August 21, 1983. He had a short tenure as a member of the Philippines Business for Social Progress, working as an assistant of the executive director of BPSP. He later joined Mondragon Industries Philippines Inc. as an assistant retail sales supervisor and assistant promotions manager for Nike Philippines Inc. From 1886 to 1992, during the presidency of his mother, Aquino joined the Intra-Strata Assurance Corporation, a company owned by his uncle Antolin Oreta Jr. as vice president. August 28, 1987, 18 months in the presidency of Aquino mother revealed a shoulder lead by Gregorio Honasan, staged on unsuccessful coup attempt attempting to lay siege at Malacanang Palace. From 1993 to 1998, he worked for Centra Azucarera de Tarlac, the sugar refinery in the Kunghuangco-owned Hacienda Lucita. He was employed as the executive assistant for administration from 1993 to 1996 and subsequently worked as manager for field services from 1996 to 1998. 1998, he was elected to the House of Representatives as representative of the 2nd District of Tarlac Province. 2007, having been barred from running for re-election to the House due term limits, he was elected to the Senate in the 14th Congress of the Philippines. That's all and thank you for listening.